This is going to be the video for our society that me and Gavin have created. It's called Pi Boys, which is a mix of two words from a Utopia generator, which is pretty funny. Yeah, this is our city. First off, we have this courthouse. You know, we have the chairs and the side rooms if you wanna get lawyers and things like that. Gavin, why don't you explain these rules over here?
Alright, so as you can see in our rules and punishments section, there are different laws, like do not murder, do not steal, do not cheat on your wife or your husband. Rules like this. But under that you can see the punishment. And what this means, it says, 5 years out of the wall for murdering, or 800 days out of the wall. What this means is that outside of our society, there's a wall, and that protects our society. But outside there's no protection. There is no laws, there is nothing. There's no civilization. You might be lucky to survive out there. You might be able to make a house. You might be able to, survive. But there are other criminals out there. You all get put in the same place. And if you manage to make it back alive on your day of reckoning, when you come back, then you will be gladly accepted back into society, and we hope that you've learned your lesson. We take punishment and crime very seriously here, which is why some of the punishments are a lot higher than you would expect in other civilizations. So, Brian, I guess it's back to you.
Yeah, let's move on to the next building. We have a mall here. It's basically where all the shopping is done. There's different store here. There's a nice little fountain, and if we go upstairs, there's a market where you can get all your fresh foods, your apples, your fish, your bread, your steak. You can pay here with emeralds or gold. There's also a clothes store. You can buy a Supreme hoodie, some designer jeans, Air Force Ones, and in the secret part of the store, Yeezys for $2,000. And
very expensive.
Yes. There's also a job offering here. You can be a store clerk at one of these stores. It doesn't pay that well, but you get paid enough to have a living, so it's pretty nice here. Let's go over to this stone brick thing. Gavin, why don't you explain it?
I'm lagging. What this is a statue in remembrance of all the people who have died for our utopia. There are many people who have fought for this utopia to exist. Pi-Bliss would not be a nation without this great statue. So every Friday afternoon, every citizen will come back here and share what is good about the utopia, what is bad about it. This way, people will know what is good about the utopia and know what they need to change. So that way, the government and the founders of this utopia will be able to make this the best society you can live in.
Yes, that is very true. Why don't we move on to what you can spend your precious dollars that you have earned? This is like the tier 1 house, I guess you could say. It's not the greatest, but it has what you need to live. You even have a little pool down here with a hot tub. Gavin, why don't you show them around the inside of this house?
Well, if you take a walk upstairs, Brian, you can see there's a little kitchen with your stove. You got there's a little seat right here where you can eat lunch. Here you got your little private bedroom with a nice view outside. It's not too big, but here's the kitchen area where you can cook your meals and look out. Here, of course, is the bathroom. Every house needs a bathroom.
Yes. You need
where you can do your business and wash your hands, and it's overall a functioning house. It is not one of the greatest houses. It's only a tier 1 house, but it has everything that you need to live in.
Yes, that is very true. Now, since we've looked at the tier 1 house, why don't we go to the tier 2 house, Gavin? Now it's the decent house in society. It's the average living person. You have all your needs: your beds, your crafting tables, your furnaces, your chests for your loot. It's pretty nice. You have protection against any mobs that are out there, any criminals.
And overall, it's a lot bigger than the other house.
Yes.
You have more space to roam around, have a family in it,
Yes.
and a nice little porch on this one too.
Yes. How about we talk about one of the other job offerings, which is construction worker. Now, you get paid based on maybe how many buildings you create, how much you contribute to those buildings. So, it's instead of just getting paid all the time and doing nothing, you actually get paid based on how much you actually do in your job. And speaking of that, we also have a hospital job. So you can work as a nurse or a doctor. So depending on how harsh the surgery is, you get paid by that amount. You got a little bed.
Yeah.
How about you show the people the main attraction, the big mansion?
Alright, so if we go down this path, this is someone down here who has worked years and years of their life. Maybe they got a higher education through the effort that they put in their early years. And they were able to get education to get a higher paying job. This person right here must have worked years and years to get this house. And that's what we encourage in our society. We encourage lots of effort, and it will be paid off very highly. This house is not a joke. This is a giant house. This person is, the bigger the house you have, the more respected you are in society. To live here, you have to be really respected, because they know that you did not get this for free. You did not grow up with this. This is a house that you earned yourself. And I think that's what's beautiful about this society.
Yes. Let's move on to this interesting thing over here. Now, I'm not sure about this redstone stuff, but I know that if you press this button, you go up. That's as far as I know to it, but it's a nice tourist attraction. You can come up here. You can see the landscape, see the city and the town. It's a nice sort of viewing platform here. It's pretty nice. Why don't we tell them about some things that we can't really show physically, like genders and ages, things like that.
Well, what happens when so let's talk about gender equality. Everyone in our society is equal. It does not matter if you are male or female, if you're African or American. This society does not discriminate in any form at all. We don't encourage that here. And if you do, then you won't get kicked out of the wall, because it's a very, very minor crime, but you will be changed and you will have to stop. Or if you have multiple offenses, then you will have to get kicked out of the wall.
Yes. Now, I think we have an interesting system for age, things like that. So, if you're an average working adult, you get paid no normal amount. If you do good effort for your job, you get paid good. But if you are either younger or older and you can do the same thing that an average person can do in the same amount of time, then you actually get paid more, because you have to put in more effort to that job. You know what I mean? So
Yes, and
yes.
right. So how the ages work is you obviously grow up in your parents' house when you're a child. You do not have to start working as a construction worker when you're 9 years old. That's insane. But when you turn 18, you will have to live on your own, and you will have to start having a job. You will not go homeless. I rest assure you, you get a house. It's much like that first house that we saw. But it's not a very big house, as you can see. If you turn 18, you have to start working, and you cannot do anything. our society will not let you starve or not have a home. It, of course, will have you have to have the necessities of life, and we won't let you do that without it.
Yes. Let's talk about this flag over here before we fall in this hole. This flag, you'll see it around town everywhere in all of our nations. It's a pretty nice flag. You got some lanterns on it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Is there anything else that we've missed, Gavin?
Um, well, what we have in our society, our motto is the more effort that you put in, the more rewards that you will get.
Yes, that is very
And
true.
it's not a very long or like complicated motto. It gives us all the information that you need about the society, and anyone that wants to join is free to.
Yep, that's true. I think we can wrap it up here, Gavin. Um,
Yeah.
this is pretty much all we have to say about our society. It's a pretty nice
All right.
society. Well, I will probably take some questions after this during the class period. So, peace.